Welcome to the History Channel, World Leaders, by Hunter Sadlon, Nick Ewan, Tommy Drash, TJ Torrance, and Danny Fenker.
Oh, hello there. Today we'll be talking about Alexander the Great and Theodore Roosevelt. In episode 1, we will discuss a leadership style of an old-time leader, Alexander the Great. In part 2, we will discuss the leadership style of a great American leader, Theodore Roosevelt. Alexander the Great was the king of Macedon. He was born in 356 BC and died in 323 BC. He ruled from 336 BC till 323 BC, when he died. He led all the way from the Ionian Sea to the Himalayas. By the age of 30, he created one of the largest empires of the ancient world, which led the life of the people to be very prosperous. He was undefeated in battle and was one of history's most successful commanders. Alexander the Great was tutored by Aristotle until he was 16. He had 3 wives and one son named Alexander IV of Macedon. He had a strong kingdom and an experienced army. He was awarded generalship of Greece, and with this, he used authority to launch his father's military expansion plans. His leadership style with his soldiers was very considerate and compassionate. He boosted their morale by going down a soldier line and giving each of them compliments. He was very encouraging and loyal to all his soldiers. In war, he was relentless, but he would not be stopped until he won the battle. He didn't just kill his enemies, but he mutilated their bodies. Here's a reenactment of his Battle of Persia, where he overthrew the Persian king, Darius III.
Men, tonight we fight the Persians, our worst enemies. You are my best soldier. Do well. Your sword is sharp. Let it deal many deaths to the Persians. Let's go! Ah!
Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah!
Whoa. Hold up. Now, Alexander the Great had one of the most dopest speeches I ever heard. That's all I want to say.
No.
Action.
The survivors get to join my army.
No!
Alexander the Great's major pro with his leadership style was that he boosted the morale of his soldiers, which led to him being unbeaten in battle. The major con was that he wanted his army to eventually be culturally diverse, which his Greek soldiers did not like, and it created hostility. Here's a word from our history experts.
Hello, I'm the history expert. Alexander the Great would have been successful in our modern times. This is because in military academies throughout the world, they still teach his tactics today. Also, he would have been successful in the business world because people knew his leadership and viewed it as a style that was an example to run their company properly.
History's a really good thing. Yeah, history's a really great thing. History, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the History Channel. This is episode 2 of our History Channel segment. In this episode, we will discuss a modern leader, Theodore Roosevelt.
Theodore Roosevelt was born on October 27th, 1858, into a wealthy family. During his childhood, he suffered from asthma. Sucks to your asthma. He had many leadership positions before he became president. He held offices at the city, state, and federal levels. For college, he went to Harvard, where he was an elite boxer. He was then elected to president on September 14th, 1901. His motto was "Speak softly, but carry a big stick." This meant he wouldn't really start problems, but he would finish then without any confrontation with another nation. Theodore Roosevelt was loved by all. He was a calm, cool, and collected leader. A major pro of his leadership style was that he gained respect from his soldiers and other national leaders. An event that gained him the respect of his men was in the Spanish-American War, when he led the charge up the Kettle Hill and the San Juan Hill. He was in office from 1901 to 1908. During his 1912 speech in Milwaukee, he was shot in the chest and proceeded to give a 90-minute speech. He still got his point across and played off like it was no big deal. This proved what type of leader he really was. To not seem ignorant, he educated himself before he had a meeting with another leader. He would read books about that specific topic. But a major con was that people thought he was too smart, so it made some people feel vulnerable and outcasted. His biggest battle was in the War of Cuba. His enemies were anyone who was in his way during the Spanish-American War. He was known as one of America's greatest presidents and was truly known for speaking softly, but carrying a big stick.
We're storming the hill in the Battle of San Juan. We were low in numbers, but big in heart. And we have a big stick. Charge!
¡Fuego!
Oh, señor. Señor, no. Terminaste!
Didn't expect you guys to be back so soon. Well, that's our show. In episode 1, we talked about Alexander the Great and all of his accomplishments. But in episode 2, we talked about a great American president and Theodore Roosevelt. Well, that's the show. Hope you guys had a good time. Peace out.